Hey everybody, welcome back to Lincoln Journal Stars 4 Downs. Luke Mullin and Amie Just here with you with your Nebraska football practice report. Today, Monday, back to work, of course, here in the Nebraska football practice facility. As we tend to look at these wins, that win over Colorado, you want to soak it in, you want to let it last, feel the emotions of that game. Well, here at Nebraska, they got to discard it. They got to put it behind them. That was kind of the message from head coach Matt Rhule today, talking about being in those film meetings, going over with the team, especially looking at that second half performance, the moments of that game that were not good enough in his opinion, small improvements here and there, big things too. But just in total, yes, it was a huge win, but it's behind him now.
Yeah, for the most part, right? There are many things that they need to learn from, build off of, or burn entirely and move forward, like the special teams performance. And we'll get into that. But yeah, no, it's time to flush it, especially since, Colorado and UTEP too, very, very different compared to what they have to deal with this week with Northern Iowa.
Yeah, very different run-heavy team coming to town in Northern Iowa. And as you mentioned, one of those areas that Rhule was looking at, he mentioned special teams, said it was one of the worst performances he's ever had for a team, which is pretty rough considering, hey, they had a good kick return, they blocked a field goal, there were good pieces, but the kick coverage in general, there were quite a few lengthy Colorado returns. The one that John Hull had to make a touchdown saving tackle, that stands out. Missed field goal, some of the execution, just all around on special teams. That's a group that here 2 games in the season, just not quite settled yet. Yeah.
And the early extra points went in, but the snaps were bad. Then again, with that missed field goal, never a good sign when you're having your kicker chase somebody down for a tackle. What does that say? Nothing good. Matt was very displeased with that. Yes, there were some bright spots for sure. IGC's playing really well in that spot. That blocked field goal for sure, but having a blocked punt, that's never what you want. Then Brian Buschini got ran into, but since it was tipped, not a flag. Just not. There's a lot of lows and some highs, but gotta eliminate the lows if you want to compete in this league.
Yeah, I think that was the big thing. Yes, Nebraska handled Colorado, but in a different type of matchup. Those plays were easily the type of thing could have cost Nebraska a touchdown. The game, you never know. So that was, I think, part of the message from Matt Rhule to his team about improvements and focusing on those small details. But what he was pleased about, of course, was the defense. The defense was outstanding there against Colorado. But today, talking about Dylan Raiola, the freshman quarterback, all the expectation, the pressure, of course, that is placed on him to lead this Nebraska offense out there. And in terms of his preparation, execution, all the different aspects of quarterback play, Matt Rhule said Dylan's on a different level than many of the other players in this Nebraska offense.
Yeah, and he did not shy away from that. He was saying if a freshman knows all 120 or however many plays we have in the game plan, surely a junior needs to feel that they know all of it too. And it was just very complimentary of Dylan this week, plus, the whole lead up into it. He was asked if, Dylan's one of the better freshmen he's been around. He stopped short of saying that, saying PJ Walker would probably be a little mad at him if he made a definitive comparison on that. But yeah, I just really want to go back and listen to everything he said about Dylan because it was a lot today. He hasn't been that poetic, that lengthy about Dylan since he's been here.
Yeah, we see this a lot of the times from Matt Rhule is these Monday press conferences. This is his opportunity. Yes, he's speaking to the media, he's speaking to Husker Nation, but he's speaking to his team too, right? He knows that message gets out there. So he's going out there and he's saying, Dylan is like the leader of our offense. He's doing things, performing to these standards that you other guys aren't. That's a call to action right there. So that was also a key message from Matt Rhule. But as Nebraska, gets ready for this game against Northern Iowa, it is the second of 3 consecutive night matchups here at Memorial Stadium, Illinois as well after this one. And
Friday.
Yes, Friday night matchup. But it's an interesting one. The challenge of preparing for a night game, you got to sit around all day. I think, fans, everybody knows that struggle. A little bit different for the players too, but the advantage, as we saw this last week, the atmosphere. Matt Rhule, so complimentary of what Nebraska fans brought to the atmosphere inside Memorial Stadium, saying he's looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah, if Matt had his choice for him selfishly, it's kegs and eggs and I would agree with that. But the atmosphere in there, when you pair it with all of the recruits that they had, not just football, basketball, volleyball, the whole gamut, Bud Crawford, Will Compton, the 94 national championship, a bunch of other people being back. Like it was more than a game. It felt like an event. And when you pair that with the electric crowd and the drone show and the light show and all of that craziness, it helps. And Colorado looked lost. And I think part of that can be attributed to just how intense the atmosphere was.
Yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of energy there inside the stadium. And of course, when you're an offense out there on the field and you got 86,000 people screaming at you, it's a little bit hard to operate. And that was certainly something that took place there with Colorado. But of course, as we said, all the good emotions from that Colorado win, Nebraska putting them behind them, looking to become 3-0 for the first time since 2016. They'll hit the field there on Saturday looking to get it done. But before that, updates coming from players and coordinators here on Tuesday. We'll see you then.